in this box is a brand new Husqvarna chainsaw. But with this, the word hybrid is being thrown around. The question is, what is hybrid about this chainsaw? So I think we better get it unboxed and see what it's all about. And there we have the beautiful Husqvarna 450s. Oh yes, am I a big fan of this series? I have been for a while because I started in this size chainsaw, so I'm very excited to try it out. But first of all, let's go round it, see what's the same and see what's different. It's actually quite nice to get our hands on one of Husqvarna's, should we say, mid-sized chainsaws. This is the 450s, which is their largest part-time saw before you get into their full-time chainsaws. Now, I actually started my Husqvarna journey with a 340, bought it brand new back when I was 15, loved it so much, I still have it. Now they had the 345 and the 350 as well before they jumped up to the 346, their professional chainsaw. Now, works very, very similar with this, but with the 400 series, you've got the 440, the 445 and the 450. Now, this S design, they have brought out on their 445 and their 450. Now, these saws aren't for full-time professional users. They're more of your, as they describe, part-time user saw, so farmer, landowner, landscaper, perhaps as a spare saw for a professional just in case you need to get yourself out of trouble. But that's what it's there and what it's designed for. So, features, what's got on it and what's the same as the previous ones? Now, cutting equipment we've got on the front of this one is an 18-inch bar with a 72 drive link 325 by 1.3mm chain on it, which would be exactly the same as all the 300 series. So if you've already got those saws or the older 450s or 400 series, the cutting equipment is going to be exactly the same. One really nice touch they have added to this. Now, if I actually get my spanner out, you can have a look in under here, because I think this is the first saw they've ever put onto it. They've now got a captive nut on here, which is you normally only see on their professional saws. So historically you take that nut off and it'd be loose, you'd be able to take it off, but now it's captive, so you can't actually lose that, which I really, really like. Very, very good. Historically you would have seen 2 bar nuts on here. Instead you've got 2 studs in underneath and then 1 bar nut, which a lot of people I've heard say before, oh, they prefer 2 bar nuts. I actually don't. It's perfectly suitable to have 1 as long as you've got those studs in underneath, which they have. The chain tensioner is in the clutch cover, so it's an upgraded chain tensioner, so it's on the side here, nice and easy to get to. And also the brake band is in the clutch cover as well, so it's extremely easy to replace and clean and keep all of that going. And underneath it is an outbound clutch, so that means the clutch is on the outside of the chain and bar on the clutch cover side, whereas on a lot of other saws, and actually on the 592, their largest production professional saw that Husqvarna now make, that is actually an inbound clutch, and to my knowledge that's the only inbound clutch that Husqvarna actually do on their saws, possibly the same on the 585. Other bits on here seem fairly standard, chain catchers on the bottom there, and then if you flip it around to the other side, we have now got Smart Start on the 450, which to my knowledge I don't think has ever been on this size saw. It's just standard recoil previously. You've also got the easy flip up caps, which makes such a difference, especially if you're wearing gloves or got big hands, big fat fingers. You can be able to get on there and easily tighten and loosen them no matter what the conditions, and you've got the same over on the side of the oil filler as well there. They've kept their same design as on the previous one, so when the 400s came out, I think this is when they brought out this mechanism for choking and stopping. So when you're cold starting, you pull that lever out, you pull it up and put it into the choke position. You pull it until it fires, and then you can push that down, leaving it on half choke, and then when you press the throttle, it'll then go off choke, like so. You just hear that little click. And then for stopping, it's pressed down until it stops and release, and it goes automatically back to the start position again. Really nice design that is, compared when they had an up and down, I think it was a blue switch on the 300 series, and you had a pull-out choke, which the choke always came loose after a while, and you had to always try and fiddle it back in again. Much better design on there. Now, on the top, you've got these beautiful easy clip-off covers. So again, historically on saws you had 3 screws going down through. This has always been seen a little bit more on bigger saws where you've got these easy clip-off caps, which I really like. Got purge bulb, primer bulb there on the side to be able to make cold starting easier. Easy access fuel air filter on the back, so you can just clip that cable down and then that one pops in like so, and pop that one back up again. Everything seems fairly easy to get to in there. Still got the X-Torq engine, which they have had for many years now on the X-Torqs, and to be fair, it's been a good engine for this size saw. Very, very much liked it. So that all goes back together, and the caps all clip back on easily. Obviously inertia chain brake on the front, which is standard on all chainsaws now. I don't think there's anything else on there that I need to mention, apart from the fact that it's got hybrid written in it. What's hybrid about it? Is it because it's petrol and battery? No, it's not. Is it diesel? No. Is it two different other fuels? No. Hybrid, which we generally associate with being a mixture of fuels now, is actually to do with the crankcase, because the crankcase on this is made of two different materials. It's made of plastic and metal, whereas generally on domestic chainsaws and historically on the 400 series it has all been plastic crankcases all the way through. But what they've done as a hybrid for this is bring a little bit more of their professional side of things, more of a metal crankcase, aluminium or magnesium crankcases, into this. They've actually made it out of two different materials. Now, our assumption on that is that it's actually the metal parts are more in the lower part of the sort of engine casing of the crankcase, but whereas what you can actually see of the crankcase, which is all integral with the oil tank on the front, is that is still plastic. So it's an interesting thing that they've done. Now, the old 450 weighed in at 4.9 kilograms, whereas this runs out at 5 kilograms. So it has added 100 grams of weight to it. Would you notice it? No, not at all. If you already run an older 450 and you're going to go and get an S model, I don't think you're going to notice the weight difference of 100 grams. But what it does do is add a lot more strength and robustness to that crankcase, and I think that's pretty much why they've done it. Now, I may have waffled on quite a lot there, but there's just two things I think I forgot to mention. One is that it's 50.2 cc, which is exactly the same as the previous 450, and it's also now got this felling marks on here which they have highlighted in grey rather than just being a sort of recessed orange colour. So yeah, it's quite nice that they're a little bit more visible. Right, I think it's about time we went out and got this saw fired up, because I've got a tree I need to sort out, and we're going to use this very saw for that purpose. Right, so at the bottom of our wood we have got a willow tree that's come down and it is nearly sitting on top of the deer fence. So I wanted to clear it up for a while, but I've waited to be able to use this saw to be able to do it. So let's go down and have a look. So yes, I thought it was the perfect tree for this saw, because we've got everything from little stuff right up to probably, well, nearly 18 inch that'll take the whole bar at the end. There's only a willow or a couple of willows here that need tidying up, and as you can see over there, it's sat on top of the deer fence. So I'll take it from that end to start with, to take it off the fence so we don't drop it onto the fence as best we possibly can, and then take it back through. But being willow, there's no value in it, there's no logs in it, just pile it up and let it rot away. So yeah, let's get the saw fired up, shall we? Think about a shedder layer warming up. For a 50cc saw, that does not disappoint. It's just got that instant power like you're used to with Husqvarnas, where you press the throttle and something happens straight away. She's performing nicely. Now, trying to do a party trick, I want this main stem, I've left as much weight up the top as possible, taking everything off down below the fence, because I'm going to try and fell it now so that it swings back round that way, away from the fence. A bit of a wide shot, I don't know how much of it you'll be able to get, but I don't want to hit the fence because that means job creation, and I don't need any more jobs, I've got plenty. So see if my plan works, eh? Didn't touch the fence, did she? Big old hinge on there, mind, make that work. But it worked, that's the main thing. Woo! Yes, that couldn't go on better. All the way about 5-6 foot away from the fence. Obviously the bits on the fence down there is a bit of the smaller stuff to begin with. The main bit of brash has landed in the brash pile. The main stump has landed in where we stack the rest of the timber. It's beautiful. Now, for all those chainsaw gurus out there, how would you have done this? Would you have done it the same as I had? So I took a gob out in the front in the direction obviously I wanted to fell. And then I took out part of the hinge here. As you can see, I've got a nice deep hinge, and took out part of that to allow it to go out that way first. And then took a nice high cut because it's quite a soft timber, leaving quite a step behind it. So you allow for that nice big hinge here, for that to, as you come down through here, for it to then swing out around that way and go down. Would you do that any differently, or am I right, or is that wrong? You tell me in the comments, it'd be good to know. Anyway, let's cut up some bigger timber, I suppose. The beautiful 450s. we go. Just run out of petrol, haven't I? So that was one full tank of fuel through there for all of everything we've just cut up that tree. I had a little dribble in the end, but not on the angle I am anyway. It's just the tank filter in there, it's just bubbling above it. So yeah, pretty good. Let's get it back and see if there's anything more you need to know about this saw. So there we have the new Husqvarna 450s with a hybrid crankcase. Does it make any difference to performance compared to the old 450? No, it performs, I'd say, exactly the same. I really do rate this saw. I think it's a fantastic landscaper, farmer, part-time user, estate owner, estate worker, someone who's doing some hedging, perhaps a fencing contractor. Good all-round saw. You could put anything from a 13-inch bar onto up to a 20-inch bar. Now we've run it with the 18 today, and to be fair, due to other chainsaws we've been reviewing lately on the channel, I'm more used to a 20-inch these days, so having something a little bit shorter I've got to get back used to, whereas historically, go back to my 340 days, I always ran a 15-inch for hedging and general work. So personally, I'd probably run this on a 15, and then you have a bigger saw for your bigger bars as well. But I think for an all-round, all-purpose saw, that is perfect. Great little saw, fun to use. Very happy that felling my tree didn't hit the fence. Happy with that. Very good, but let us know in the comments and your thoughts of how I've done that, because it's always good for if there's any tips that anyone's got that for me, or if anyone like yourselves are looking to do something similar. But obviously be careful, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially with willow. It's can be a little bit springy at times. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. We're Machinery Nation. Loads of other chainsaw videos on our channel, and we've probably linked one right here. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.